This video was made in collaboration with the Attack on Titan wiki. For more information, check out the link in the description. The life of Sasha Braus, Attack on Titan. Sasha Braus was a member of the Scout Regiment and one of the few former members of the 104th Cadet Corps, of which she ranked 9th out of the top 10. A compulsive food hoarder with an overly polite way of speech, Sasha originated from Dauper, a village in the southern territory of Wall Rose. Welcome to the Amagi. In today's video, we're going over the life of Sasha Braus. Before we begin, we publish a new video every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. The Amagi's reach stretches beyond just this channel, so if you're a fan of us, please consider subscribing to our other channels and following us on all of our social media. Help us reach a goal of passing 100,000 followers on all of our accounts by the end of the year. And with that out of the way, let's get into the video. The Fall of Shiganshina arc. Sasha argues with her father as he tells her not to eat the meat from the winter from the ground. He fails to stop her, and as she devours the meat, he wearily explains to her why it's important to keep the food. After the fall of Wall Maria, many refugees have come to Wall Rose's lands, which has resulted in a food shortage due to the extra mouths to feed. In particular, refugees have begun hunting for food in Dauper's territory, leaving less game for the village's citizens than usual. Her father admits to have considered giving the forest to them so that they can make fields, while the hunter's tribe starts taking care of horses, but Sasha objects, arguing that they shouldn't stop living like they do just because of the newcomers. Her father acknowledges her point but disagrees, saying that it's more important to take care of the people rather than live all alone. He finally states that he wants to live with his clan even if it means to change their way of life. Sasha, angered, enlists in the military in retaliation. Humanity's comeback arc. On the first day of training, she steals a steamed potato from the kitchen and eats it during initiation. She's questioned by Keith, their head commandant, while he performs the rite of passage ritual on them. In shock, he wonders why she was eating a potato during training, and she says it's natural for humans to eat potatoes. She rips off the smaller half of the potato and hands it to him, grinning. As punishment, she's made to choose between skipping dinner or run around the premises until she's on the brink of death. She chooses the latter. Krista Len sneaks in some bread from the dining hall to help Sasha out after she passes out from the exercise, and Sasha greedily steals it. Like many of her fellow cadets, Sasha gradually begins to slack off during training exercises that will not go towards helping her graduate in the top 10. This lack of motivation among the cadets leads to a confrontation between Aaron Yeager and Jean Kirstein over the way the Cadet Corps operates, which garners Keith's attention. In order to spare Aaron from getting in trouble for starting a fight, Mikasa Ackerman claims that the commotion was caused by Sasha passing gas, a lie which she atones for by giving Sasha her loaf of bread after Keith has left. Once, she hopefully asks Mikasa for her bread following an argument with Aaron, but Mikasa eats it herself. During training sessions, it's observed that she had uncanny intuition and followed unconventional practices, which makes her unfitting for group activities. At one point during their training, Sasha is approached by Krista and Ymir. Ymir confronts Sasha about the abnormally polite way Sasha speaks to her fellow cadets, guessing that Sasha is ashamed of her dialect used by the people of her village and criticizing her aimless way of living. Krista attempts to stop Ymir's diatribe, but Ymir continues to berate Sasha, telling her to speak as her true self without shame of what others think of her. Krista scolds Ymir, insisting that there's nothing wrong with Sasha's way of living, regardless of whether or not she lives as her true self. Ymir still thinks of Sasha as annoying, and Krista reminds Ymir that not all people are as insensitive as her. Distress. In the year 848, Sasha is assigned to Marco's group for the wilderness exercise. When out in the open, Sasha spots a lizard and Jean tries hunting it but is stalked by Aaron. Late in the night, Sasha and her group are ambushed by thieves who take Krista Len's away as hostage along with their ODM gear. Sasha notes that they should find a vantage point to locate the thieves. They spot campfire smoke and devise a plan to reacquire their mobility gear before the thieves leave. Sasha and Connie block off one of the traveling roads, forcing the thieves to opt for a narrower path. The group successfully rescues Krista and obtain their mobility gear. A sudden visitor, the Torturous curse of Adolescence. In the year 849, Sasha and the rest of the cadets head to Trost district to practice mock drills using their omnidirectional mobility gear. Sasha's in a training for the drill, namely with Connie Springer and Reiner Brown. While training, Jean leads his group out of the designated territory, trying to take down Sasha's group's targets. After practicing, Jean calls out Sasha and Connie while in their fighting stances, but their fight is stopped by Reiner. Commander Pixis overhears their conversation and instead declares a cooking contest between Sasha and Jean. Sasha heads to the forest to find the alleged boar that dwells in the outskirts of Trost in hopes to obtain its meat. Sasha's group finds the boar first, but have a hard time subduing it due to Jean's team behind them. Sasha ensures her victory by killing the boar first. Sasha and Connie show off their victory by parading through Trost with the boar. With their gathered supplies, Sasha and her group prepare for the contest. She confidently presents Pixis with her meal. As expected, Pixis enjoys the meat and finishes the whole dish. It's Jean's turn next, and he presented an omelet to Pixis. To Sasha's surprise, Pixis declares Jean the winner, and Sasha melodramatically laments her loss. Jean offers her a hand, and the two make amends. Sasha later graduates in the 9th position among the top 10 cadets. The Struggle for Trost arc. Sasha, along with Aaron and the others, is assigned to maintain the cannons on top of Wall Rose in Trost. She steals some meat from the officers' provisions and offers to share it with them. She enthusiastically predicts that after they retake Wall Maria, they'll be able to keep cows and sheep. This puts everyone into high moods as they accept the meat and get back to work. Suddenly, the colossal Titan appears out of nowhere and breaks the gate of Trost with its foot. Everyone is knocked off the wall, and Sasha manages to save Samuel Link Jackson from falling to the ground. She's later assigned to guard the middle of Trost from incoming Titans, and is among the cadets that are left stranded and unable to retreat from the battle due to running out of the gas for their ODM gear. Sasha tries to convince the remaining cadets to try retaking the headquarters together, but is unable to convince them. After Mikasa decides to try to reach the headquarters, Sasha elects to join her, mocking the other cadets to try to motivate them to join in the attack. She successfully reaches the headquarters where Armin devises a plan to clear the supply room of Titans. Sasha is one of the 7 soldiers that are selected to kill the Titans in the supply room once they've been drawn in and blinded with gunfire. During the execution of the plan, she messes up, not cutting deeply enough through her assigned Titan's neck. As it turns to try to eat her, Mikasa kills it, and Sasha is immediately grateful to her. After escaping the headquarters, they reunite with their fellow cadets and are placed on standby. While waiting, Sasha attempts to fake having a stomachache in an attempt to get out of returning to battle. During the operation to reseal Wall Rose, Sasha and her fellow cadet Daz are assigned to a team which is tasked with drawing Titans in the district towards the wall and away from Eren and the elite squad. The eve of the counterattack. Sasha decides to join the Scout Regiment, seeing that John, Connie, Ymir, Reiner, Berthold, and Krista were doing the same. She becomes a bit afraid and starts crying when Erwin Smith gives his daunting speech about the Scouts' mission. However, she doesn't back off and remains there, facing the fear of the Titans. The 57th Exterior Scouting Mission arc. A month later, she's sent out with the Scout Regiment on the 57th Expedition. She's positioned on Line 2 and File 3 in the enemy detection formation and is on relay duty. On the way, she's attacked by a Titan, which was unassumingly hiding behind a building. Her squad members successfully lure it away and she returns to her assigned position. Being on the left flank, she doesn't encounter the female Titan. Later, she's assigned to guard the border of the Titan forest after the middle flank successfully lures the female Titan in. After the female Titan's capture, she recognizes her scream to be similar to that of a cornered animal screaming for help. She realizes that they should be much more careful than before and warns Mikasa, who's about to run into the fray, about it. Later, she returns back to Kalaneth district with the Scout Regiment, worn and broken. Clash of the Titans arc. Sasha and the others are stationed close to her and Connie's villages as they await orders. They don't seem to understand why they're stationed there. Sasha hears multiple heavy footsteps coming from a distance, and they soon learn that Wall Rose had been breached and that they must act quickly. She joins the North Squad to help evacuate the villagers in the northern part. She worriedly returns to her own village, noticing that a certain Titan had headed straight for it. She enters a house wherein a 3-meter Titan is eating a woman's leg while her child sits nearby, paralyzed with fear. Sasha takes the girl to her horse, but the horse becomes restless and runs off. Taking a bow and a handful of arrows, Sasha runs for the main road with the girl. Escaping to the drawbridge, Sasha sends the girl ahead to find help while she fends off the Titan. She decides to buy time by blinding the Titan and climbs a short incline for a better shot. Having missed 2 shots, Sasha scores a direct hit in the Titan's eye with her 3rd arrow. She throws her bow away, taking her last arrow and stabbing it directly in the Titan's other eye. The Titan attempts to grab her, but Sasha manages to escape its grip. She searches for the girl and eventually finds her with a group led by her father. Sasha returns from Wall Rose with a message for Hanji and receives a steamed potato as a reward. Sasha is part of a discussion among the scouts about Reiner and Berthold being traitors. When Reiner and Berthold reveal their true identities atop Wall Rose, Sasha is nearly thrown from the wall by their transformations. The skirmish ends when the Colossal Titan falls off the wall onto Eren and Reiner's Titan forms. Sasha physically shields Armin from the resulting blast. After Eren has been taken away, Sasha is one of the two to ride down to Dot Pixis and the other units to inform everyone about the news. She's also part of the team to retrieve Eren from the hands of Reiner and Berthold. Upon arriving at the Titan Forest and encountering Ymir's Titan form, Sasha demands her to tell them about where Eren is, and she's completely surprised when Ymir ate Krista for safekeeping. When the team catches up with the Armored Titan, Berthold and Ymir, Sasha and her friends attempt to persuade Berthold to give Eren back. She gets off the Armored Titan when Erwin brings in Titans to attack. Along with Connie, they take Krista away from Ymir. Sasha watches as the other Titans all seemingly start devouring the Smiling Titan. And when they turn their attention and start charging towards the Armored Titan, Commander Erwin orders a full retreat, and Sasha rides back to Wall Rose with the others. The Uprising Arc. Sometime later, Sasha is selected to be a member of the new squad Levi, assigned to safeguard Eren and Krista, now known as Historia, in an isolated forest cabin. Hearing her friends bantering, Sasha remarks that things feel like they did in their early cadet days. Armin later catches her attempting to steal a loaf of bread, and her friends confront her. However, Erwin Smith sends a message warning the cabin's inhabitants that the government is freezing all scout activity outside the walls and is demanding that Eren and Historia be handed over. Levi and Hanji abandon the cabin with their squads, and Sasha goes with Levi and his squad to Trost district, where they hope to avoid the military police. There, a carriage comes crashing through and seemingly kidnaps Eren and Historia, though the kidnapped victims are actually Jean and Armin in disguise. The squad pursues the kidnappers to their hideout, where Sasha helps rescue the two of them. While Mikasa is securing one of the captors, he draws a gun on her, and Sasha uses her arrows to disarm her. Shortly after, Sasha and the others hear gunshots and go to investigate. They spot the wagon carrying an unconscious Eren and Historia with Levi in pursuit. To Sasha's shock, Levi kills the soldier pursuing him and orders the squad to chase the wagon and kill their opponents given the chance. Jean and Armin attempt to retake the wagon, but are unsuccessful, and Sasha and Levi are forced to pull them to safety before they can be killed. Following the battle, Demo Reeves agrees to help Levi's squad and tricks two military police of the 1st Interior Squad to come with him to a remote cabin where Squad Levi takes them hostage at gunpoint. Sasha and the rest of the squad listen uncomfortably to the screams as Levi and Hanji conduct their interrogation. When the two are through, Sasha and the others are informed that Eren and Historia are likely being held near Rod Reese. After the Scout Regiment is accused of trying to monopolize Eren's Titan powers, the government begins arresting all members of the organization. Sasha and the rest of Squad Levi avoid being captured and camp out in the woods outside Stohes. As they're discussing a plan to rescue Eren and Historia, Sasha tells her comrades that she hears people approaching. After Marlowe and Hitch have led them to a nearby military police checkpoint, Sasha, along with Connie and Jean, charges at the MP checkpoint in a carriage, breaking down the roadblocks they have erected. After crippling most of the personnel in the outpost, Levi and his squad escape with a hostage. They interrogate him about Eren and Historia's location while Sasha watches nearby, but he claims not to know anything. Before they can question their hostage further, Sasha hears people approaching on foot and alerts her companions. To the entire squad's delight, it's Hanji who informs them that the squad regiment has been exonerated, and that they have a lead on Eren and Historia's whereabouts. When they find Eren and Historia under the race chapel, Sasha takes part in the operation to rescue them. She shoots barrels full of gunpowder and oil, with gas canisters attached with fire arrows, making them explode and creating a smokescreen that hides the squad. During the fight, she saves Connie's life by firing an arrow at the soldier who was about to shoot him. However, the squad is not fast enough to stop Rod Race from transforming himself into a Titan, destabilizing the structure of the cavern. Sasha and the squad arrive and Eren is freed, but the squad is pushed back against the wall due to the heat and force of the steam emitted by Rod Race's Titan. They're saved when Eren notices a bottle labeled armor and crushes it in his mouth while transforming. Eren manages to control his hardening powers and stops the cave from falling. As the squad retrieves Eren, Sasha and Connie find an exit out of the cavern, and Sasha apologizes to Eren for doubting him. The squad travels to Orva district, where they plan to fight Rod. As Rod approaches the wall, the members of Squad Levi douse themselves in water to endure the extreme heat from the steam. Sasha takes part in the operation to kill the Titan by blowing apart one of its hands with a gunpowder barrel with built-in shooters made by Hanji. When it's crippled and loses balance, Eren takes the opportunity to transform into a Titan and shoves gunpowder into its mouth, causing the steam to ignite it and explode Rod. Rod's body is torn to pieces, and the squad tries to cut the flying pieces in order to kill the main body. Historia manages to find the piece and slices it in two. After Historia is crowned as the new queen, Sasha and the rest of Squad Levi accompany her as she goes to find Levi so she can punch him. The squad tries to talk her down, but she punches the captain as soon as she sees him. Expecting Levi to retaliate, the squad is surprised when he reacts by smiling and thanking them. 2 months later, Sasha is on the orphanage with the rest of the squad carrying some boxes while getting her hair pulled by one of the children. Later on, Sasha is seen eating with the rest of her squad and Marlow. Marlow and the other new transfers are excited about a Titan guillotine and the prospect of taking back Wall Maria, and Sasha asks him if Hitch tried to stop him from joining the Scouts. He admits she tried to convince him of the benefits of staying in the military police, claiming that he had been forced to tell her off for her selfish behavior. Sasha, Jean, and Armin are all appalled by Marlow's inability to recognize her feelings for him, and begin angrily insulting him. In the morning, Sasha accompanies the rest of her squad to visit the old commandant, Keith Shaddis, and question him about his relationship with Aaron's father. During the entire meeting, Sasha keeps her distance from Keith, traumatized by the numerous times he disciplined her during her time as a cadet. Time passes, and the preparations for the retaking of Wall Maria are finished. The day before the operation, the soldiers have a special dinner with meat to celebrate their upcoming season. Seeing the meat, Sasha goes crazy and tries to eat it all by herself. Connie and Jean try to stop her, and Jean is bitten for his trouble. Sasha is eventually restrained by Connie and Aaron, but not before punching Marlow and Mikasa. Sasha regains her senses, but her comrades neglect to untie her, leaving her in the cafeteria after the meal's finished. The following day, Sasha is ready to go to Shiganshina district, along with the rest of the scouts. They're surprised when the civilians start cheering for them. In response, Sasha, Jean, and Connie begin cheering with them. Return to Shiganshina arc. After arriving in Shiganshina, Sasha watches Eren seal the hole in Wall Maria alongside her fellow scouts. After Eren successfully seals the hole, Sasha and the rest of her squad begin to go meet up with the rest of the Scout Regiment, but stop and take up positions atop the wall after Erwin shoots a signal flare into the air. From there, they witness Reiner's emergence from within Wall Maria, and the appearance of the Beast Titan and his army. As Eren and Reiner fight in their Titan forms, Sasha and her squad surround the two and prepare to help Eren. After Hanji and Mikasa manage to blind Reiner, Sasha and the rest of the squad use their Thunder Spears on his Titan form's nape and expose his human body. Although both Sasha and Connie find themselves unwilling to kill Reiner, Jean manages to convince them to carry on with their mission. As Sasha and Connie cry over Reiner's apparent death, Jean tries to convince them not to mourn for him. Sasha and Connie do not stop crying, but the three are left stunned when Reiner's Titan form suddenly begins to roar. Sasha quickly evacuates the immediate area around Reiner with the rest of the soldiers as Hanji announces that Berthold will be attacking them from above. After Armin unsuccessfully tries to negotiate with Berthold, Sasha and her teammates use Eren's Titan form to shield themselves as Berthold transforms. The Colossal Titan begins throwing burning houses in the air, searching for them. Connie begins to panic and laugh, prompting Sasha to hit him on the head at Jean's request. Jean orders the team to get on Eren to save gas as they move to the river, where Eren unsuccessfully tries to draw Berthold's attention from the rest of the scouts. The squad scatters as Eren begins a direct attack to Berthold's ankle, but Berthold kicks Eren into the top of the wall. Jean formulates a plan in which he, Sasha, and Connie will act as a diversion while Mikasa fires the Thunder Spear at the Colossal Titan's nape. The plan is unsuccessful as Berthold uses steam from his Titan form to repel the entire squad. After Reiner's return to the battle, Sasha participates in Squad Levi's attack to keep him from reaching Eren and Armin. Sasha and Connie attempt to use their Thunder Spears to blow open Reiner's mouth, but Sasha is severely injured when Reiner uses debris from nearby houses to defend himself, and her Thunder Spear misses its mark. As she loses consciousness, Sasha is carried away from the battle by a panicked Connie. After Reiner is defeated with the help of Hanji, Sasha's unconscious body is attended to by Connie. She rests atop Wall Maria, occasionally complaining about her comrades' noise. The surviving scouts then return to Trost, where Sasha recovers from her injuries while her comrades debrief the military on the knowledge gained in Shiganshina. She eventually regains consciousness and eats a few apples as she rests. Later, she rejoins the other scouts to be exonerated with a medal for her role in the recent battle. After the Battle of Shiganshina, a year passes and the use of the Executioner from Hell clears Wall Maria from all Titans. Sasha is among the scouts to lead an expedition beyond Wall Maria and finds a Titan whose limbs were so small that they could only crawl. The scouts arrive at the ocean and Sasha playfully experiences it with her friends. Marley arc. Sasha is a member of a group of scouts sent to defend the Parody coastline from ships sent from Marley. She witnesses Eren beaching a ship with his Titan form and the resulting exchange between Hanji and Yelena. She later falls asleep only to be woken by Mikasa. Over time, she becomes acquainted with one of the captured Marleyan soldiers, Niccolo, bonding with him over her love of his cooking. A year later, Sasha assists Connie, Jean, Armin, Mikasa, and Eren in building a railway line. A debate begins over who should receive Eren's Titan powers in 5 years, and Sasha volunteers along with the others, arguing back and forth with Connie over who is more intelligent. Eren tells them all that he values their friendship too much to choose any of them, and resolves to select someone else. In the year 854, Sasha takes part in the Scout Regiment's attack on Liberio. Together with Connie, she's seen killing several armed combatants, entering the internment zone with her rifle, and setting up light markers throughout the city. After finishing up, Sasha and Connie reunite with the rest of the scouts and watch from a safe distance as Eren and Mikasa attempt to defeat the Warhammer Titan. As the Jaw, Cart, and Beast Titans arrive to the battle, Sasha and her allies regroup and prepare to face off with their enemies. Sasha takes cover from the Cart's gunfire behind a destroyed artillery gun and shoots and kills one of its gunners. Enraged, the Titan charges at her, but Sasha escapes as Jean and the other soldiers fire a barrage of thunder spears at it. Eventually, Sasha regroups with the other scouts aboard the ship. Hearing something over the commotion in the ship, Sasha turns to see a girl aiming a rifle at her. Before she can react, the girl shoots Sasha in the chest. As Connie and Jean rush to her side to try stopping the bleeding, Sasha wonders aloud what's going on and why everyone's yelling. As she drifts in and out of consciousness, she asks for some meat. Despite the efforts made by the other soldiers, Sasha bleeds out and dies next to Mikasa and Armin, who were visibly distraught. After the Survey Corps return to parity, Sasha is given a burial. Mikasa remains at her grave after the funeral service, reflecting on what needs to be done for the aliens to live. Did you enjoy our video? Be sure to check out these other great videos from the Amagi, and make sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.